Thank you for joining me for this Peace and Precious Moments meditation. I invite you to visualise the things that I describe, but don't worry if you can't visualise everything I describe, or if your mind produces a slightly different image. For example, if I am talking about a flower, maybe you will start to think about a favourite tree or something like that. But provided the image is peaceful, that is okay. If you find yourself thinking about some everyday task, such as that freezer that you've got to defrost, or the car that you need to arrange a service for, just gently bring your mind back to the words that I'm saying and the imagery that I am talking about. So just make yourself comfortable and make sure that there is nothing that you actually need to attend to or that requires your concentration, because you shouldn't listen to this kind of meditation or any kind of meditation when there is something you need to focus on. For example, driving a car, operating machinery, or anything else that requires your concentration. So just allow yourself to rest comfortably. And some people like to sit with their back very straight. Other people like to lay down. Other people like to recline. And whatever feels most natural for you is best for you. So just make yourself comfortable. And I'm not even going to ask you to close your eyes. Not right at the beginning. But you're going to find that as you follow my words, it's probably easier to close your eyes. And then you will find that they will close quite naturally. But for now, I want you to become aware of your breath flowing in and out, in and out, in and out. Just aware of the lowest part of your chest or abdomen that is rising or falling with each easy breath that you take. And this is the kind of breath, the kind of soft breathing that can leave you feeling very languid. You're not trying to deepen your breath, but if your breath wants to deepen, if that feels natural, just go with the flow. Otherwise, just be aware and observe your breath flowing in and out, in and out, in and out. And I want you now to imagine that there is a single feather that has been shed by a newborn bird, a delicate and somewhat fluffy feather that is suspended from the ceiling on a piece of cotton, on a thread of cotton. And I want you to visualise how near or how far away that feather needs to be before you are able to move a single strand of that feather using your breath, on your out breath, that you are able to move that feather just a tiny bit. It may even be just a tiny part of the feather that you see rippling in the breeze, the breeze that is created by your own breath. And I want you to imagine that feather moving, to visualize it moving with each easy out breath that you take, to see it just moving by the merest touch, and then to watch as your breath becomes more gentle, so gentle that that feather doesn't move at all. It just hovers there, suspended on its piece of cotton, because you're becoming more peaceful, more in touch with the inner peace that is always there, but is sometimes submerged by the hurly-burly of life, the need to hurry, the need to think of so many things. But this is a special time for you, so there's no need to think of those things at all. Just to think of how calm you are starting to feel, and to be aware of your arms and legs. And sometimes when we relax in this way, people say that their arms or legs feel heavy. Other times people say they feel very light, as though they were supported on a current of air. And you might find that the place where you're resting feels more like a current of air, or the softest, most cushioned place that you could ever imagine. Or you might just find that it feels nice and solid, but very, very comfortable as it supports the weight of your body, of your arms and legs, of your head resting against the pillow, or the back of the chair, or your head poised perfectly as you sit up straight, with no strain on your neck muscles at all, because you're just relaxing, at ease, in this special time for you. And I'm now going to ask you to visualize something else. I want you to visualize yourself in either the most relaxing and perfect place and moment that you can bring to mind from memory, or the perfect place and moment that you can draw into your mind from your imagination. And if you want to go for a real place, this can be somewhere you remember, somewhere even that you saw in a film or in a photograph. If you imagine yourself there vividly enough, it will become real to the conscious and subconscious part of your mind, and your mind will react to it in the same way that it would if you brought to mind a real moment from a real memory. But the choice is yours. A real moment from a real memory, or something that pops into your imagination that relates to the most relaxing place imaginable. And I want you to experience as vividly as you can everything within that memory or within that imaginal landscape. The smells, the freshness, the sounds, and above all, how you feel in that place. The feelings of peace, the feelings of serenity, the feeling of at one-ment with the environment that you're in. And I don't know if you're by the ocean and smelling and even tasting the salt in the air, or maybe softly walking at the water's edge, your footsteps leaving imprints in the sand until the next wave or the next high tide washes them away. Because we know that the most precious moments in our lives are those moments that are doubly precious, because they are transient. They are there for a moment in time. And that's what makes them such precious moments. And I don't know if you're in a garden or a wild meadow. I don't know if there are tall trees that are beautiful and cleansing the air, or whether there are ornamental grasses or summer flowers. If you are in a garden, I don't know whether this is a carefully manicured garden that has been meticulously maintained and shaped, or whether it is a garden where the flowers, the wild flowers, have been allowed to flourish a little bit more in accordance to their own pattern, or whether this is a garden indeed, that in a way is not a garden, because it's more of a wild meadow, the way those precious flowers just grow of their own accord, and seeds that are cast by the wind will be sent to a new place, to grow again, to flourish in a different way. And isn't it like that with our memories, our most precious memories? We can take the nourishment and the inspiration that comes from there, and we can feel that. And it might even be that your precious memory is an occasion, such as a special birthday, attending a wedding, or maybe even your own wedding, or a lovely memory of what you did after someone's graduation. Maybe you went to your place of peace as part of a celebration, as part of a special day out, or a holiday, perhaps celebrating a special milestone or anniversary. Or maybe your precious memory is just of a beautiful place where you enjoyed that place, but whatever else was going on in life was of no particular consequence. But whichever, you can take the beauty and the emotional nourishment, for we always find emotional nourishment in beauty. Take that moment of beauty, take it with you, hold it within you, and keep those lovely feelings close to take out of this meditation. And just enjoy your time. And I don't know what you're doing. I don't need to know whether you're walking around exploring, whether you have other people with you and you're laughing with them, or just admiring the views, or exclaiming over something very lovely. I don't need to know, because this is your experience. These are your precious moments. And in the same way that we can walk backwards or reach backwards to re-experience a precious moment from the past, as you may have chosen to do. Or we can walk forwards into our hopes and wishes, following the thread that leads us on our pathway forwards, and also into imaginal realms where we can find new parts of us, new ways of thinking, new ways of approaching life sometimes. It doesn't matter. What matters is that there is a thread connecting the past to the future. And we kind of sit right now at the fulcrum point. But we can go forwards into the imaginal realms to draw to ourselves what we need. Or we can go backwards into our past memories to draw to ourselves the precious moments of peace, of joy, of love, of hope, and sometimes excitement that we most need to take with us on our journeys of life. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to very gently leave your special place, carefully wrapping your precious memory, or wrapping the feelings that you take from your precious memory, wrapping them up like they are a gift and placing them within the heart of you. For we know that the heart radiates an important energy, and that important energy will help you to draw to you a little bit more of what you need, because like attracts like. And when we experience and become more of what we want to experience, we draw more of that towards us in a cycle of serendipity. And none of us knows when a moment of serendipity is going to come along to bless our lives. But I wonder when will be the first time that a moment of serendipity comes along, or just simply a moment that you feel is a precious gift. And your mind perhaps connects that moment in some way to other precious moments of the past. But then you can be sure to know that your precious moment of the present, that hasn't quite happened yet, but life will bring it to you, will lead to other precious moments on the road of life. And I'm now going to invite you to become aware of your arms and legs as you rest there, as you take your mind away from your special place and bring your attention back to the room or place in which you are resting now, in the everyday world. But to know that your everyday world is inseparable from the thoughts that exist inside your mind, and that they cannot but coexist in relationship. So just start to wriggle your fingers and your toes Maybe have a little stretch, take a few deeper breaths and open your eyes and reorientate yourself to the room in which you are sitting. And I thank you for joining me on this meditation today.